She was kidnapped, shot 3 times, and left for dead. But she survived. It was a brutal and random crime this Tampa woman says she will never forget. It was the night of December 13th, 2001. Chau was held at gunpoint while getting out of her car. Her attacker stole $40 from her purse, shot her in the head, and then took off. They later torched her car. Now, years later, Lay is ready to talk about that terrible night and share her story with our Serena Fazan.
At first glance, Chau looks like a normal young woman in her 20s, but dig deeper. And wounds on the outside and inside cannot be ignored.
This side of the mouth is dumped because the bullet landed through here.
Lay has no sense of taste. She can't feel temperature, thanks to a bullet that cracked her jaw.
The other bullet stayed here.
Do you remember the bullet hitting you?
So it's so loud. The most painful part is the noise.
The noise was so deafening, Lay can now barely hear in her left ear. And this once outgoing young woman, who was a high school cheerleader, is now timid, meek, and scared all the time, especially in the dark. Doctors say she is lucky to be alive. Any one of those bullets could have killed her. Lay doesn't feel so fortunate.
Like inside, I feel black.
Dead, Lay says. But then she opened up about December 13th, 2001, the day that changed her life.
Lay, what do you remember about that night?
As I opened the door, there's a gun pointed to my head. They were just screaming at me to get in the car, not say anything.
So, Lay, 20 years old at the time, did as the attackers asked and got back into her car. 3 men drove her around for 30 minutes, a gun pointed at her the entire time.
During that time, what were you thinking about then?
Oh my God, when am I going to die? It's like torture.
And then, to her amazement, the car stopped less than 4 miles from her apartment. The 3 suspects brought Chau here to Forest Hills Elementary. They told her to get out of the car and start walking. So she did. And that's when Jabari Armstrong shot her 3 times in the back of the head. The men shot her for $40. As the bullets pierced her body, Lay thought about what she believed would be her final moments.
It feels just like what you watch on TV. People think of like flashback of all your life, what you've done, what you could have done, what you want to do, who you love.
But it wasn't Lay's time to die. She started to crawl.
I heard the lady on the back in the background calling 911, saying, "Oh, there's a girl. I think she was shot."
Were you covered in blood, do you remember?
Oh, I was covered in blood. It was drenched in blood.
All 3 of Lay's abductors were convicted. The shooter, Jabari Armstrong, got life. His stepbrother, Tiberius Arrington, got 17 years, and the 3rd man, Anthony Smith, 7 years behind bars. But Lay's case did not end there. Lay sued Remington Apartment Homes.
That you honestly believe that they were safe?
The apartment could have prevented it.
Remington advertised around-the-clock security, lights, and a security gate. But the attackers got in right behind another car. The area around Lay's apartment was dark. Attorney Barry Cohen took on the case. His firm won a nearly $16 million verdict. Remington is appealing. Despite the negligence of the apartment complex, there are some lawmakers who say damages like the amount awarded in this case are simply too high.
Some critics argue that it's really the attorneys that benefit from these huge sums of money.
What incentive would the apartment complex have to fix the security systems, to put lighting, to put locks, to put security guards around, if the lawyers had not pursued this case?
And look at this. Nearly 4 years after the shooting, we found the gates at Remington Home Apartments still broken. Chau is damaged for life. Now at 23, it's difficult for her to retain information. She rarely leaves home, won't go on dates, and is struggling to finish a college degree.
Being a slave, that's what it feels like.
Like you never feel you're going to be the same ever again.
No.
A broken gate, a dark driveway, 3 criminals high on drugs, and a person's life changed forever.
That was Serena Fazan reporting, and Serena says 2 of the bullets that hit Lei Chau were just recently removed from her body. To this day, doctors who treated her are stunned that she survived that attack.